serious, man. They're trying to kill me my whole life, bro. I ain't gonna. You gotta.
He won't make it easy for them. But after Lil Jeff's killer went on the internet and revealed the late rapper's last words, they've sworn to take him out. The story gets crazier. More drama and more deaths, and now everyone's starting to notice that Jeff and King Von were strikingly similar.
And he was trying to be the next.
The more you hear about this story, the crazier it gets. And I'm here to put you on game. Lil Jeff's last words. If there's one thing Trap City Rob has proved to the world, is that he isn't afraid of anything. I mean, anyone who would empty a clip into the fierce Lil Jeff shouldn't be messed with. And now with Lil Jeff's affiliates looking for someone to take their hurt on Trap City, Rob has sent them a message. People have been trying to kill him all his life, but none have succeeded.
Like, you don't be getting death threats. That's why I asked. If you didn't get a chance to even ask that.
I don't take that serious, man. They're trying to kill me my whole life, bro. I ain't gonna.
Rob isn't lying, and on June 8, 2024, cameras would capture a series of events that would prove that his ops will have a hard time catching him lacking change his life forever. In the early hours of June 9th, news broke out of a death. In Chicago, unidentified male victim shot and killed in Chicago, Illinois on June 8, 2024. Spot News reports that the victim killed his Chicago rapper, bloodhound Lil Jeff, and it wasn't long before CCTV footage of the incident found its way onto the internet. The minute-by-minute chain of events was wild. The surveillance footage from the 6600 block of S. Rhodes Avenue captured a group of individuals near a house in several parked cars. Among them were Lil Jeff's homies, the ones in the black car, the person dressed all in black, another in red, who was later identified as Q50, and one wearing a white hoodie. Meanwhile, a man in yellow shorts was seen attempting to get into a car when Lil Jeff spotted him in the footage. The door of the black car opens. It's Lil Jeff without hesitation. He begins chasing the man in yellow shorts. However, his figure quickly disappears from view, obscured by a large pillar of the house. While Lil Jeff pursued the target, his homies did not follow. Instead, they turned their attention to a gray car opening fire. Lil Jeff managed to hit the man in yellow shorts once in the chest, but before he could press further, two other individuals suddenly emerged from an alley and returned fire. His body was sent flying back onto the ground at the foot of the porch, and as Lil Jeff lay on the pavement, the shooters finished the job. Reports say they emptied an entire magazine into him from above, making sure there was no coming back. Q50 and the other shooter fired back, but it was already over. There was no saving him. And just like that, the crew abandoned him, hopping back in the car and speeding off, leaving Jeff behind in a pool of blood as the video ends. Scanner reports confirm that a victim, who had been shot 15 times, was transported to the hospital by his homies. CCTV footage actually showed Lil Jeff's carrying their homie from the porch where he had been shot up. Despite their efforts, Lil Jeff was pronounced dead upon arrival. By the time authorities arrived, the scene was littered with evidence. 58 shell casings scattered across the pavement. Meanwhile, the man in yellow shorts, also wounded, arrived at the hospital with his own crew suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. Unlike Lil Jeff, he survived. This was none other than Trap City Rob. He had come face to face with the Reaper and lived to tell the tale. However, Rob was picked up by the cops. According to Trench's News, he was arrested because shooting Lil Jeff 19 times while he was already on the ground wasn't considered self-defense. Instead, it could be termed as an
I was on they got a group called Trap City Gang.
Right.
That's the group,
Right.
Gang, and his picture's on there, and then they got, look, it say 1,000, the members in there, it say 1,730.
Feel like they bogus, man. Whoever started that, man, please stop doing stuff like that. Like, for real, it's like real life, though, you know? So, it's not no video game. It's not no movie, you know what I'm saying?
Say his dad from down here? Big J or something like that? Big J?
Anybody you got
Also, his daddy is from down here.
Yeah, fuck used to hang with them, they know what they did.
So, okay.
They know what they did.
So, okay, the Bloodhounds, y'all was cool.
Everybody that got a that was my homie. Chain, bro. We tried like took it. He stole my homie chain.
Was that South J or something?
Nah, brother.
One of them wedded Jay, he come back like he got into a high school, he was 12. Man, seeing he lost it.
However, reports surfaced on Reddit showing that Trap City Rob had his charges downgraded from first-degree murder to a gunch. Another Reddit post revealed that Trap City Rob was initially arrested for the Lil Jeff murder because a witness placed him at the scene when Lil Jeff died. However, the Chicago Police Department investigated and couldn't prove that he was the actual shooter, so they just dropped his murder charge and gave him a gun charge. A photo of Trap City Rob has leaked onto Reddit, showing him in good shape and in good spirits. It was a relief to his growing fan base who have been anxiously waiting for news. You see, he has become so popular that he has his own subreddit called Trap City Unk Gang, where there are more than 2,500 members calling themselves nephews, although the Redditor may have gotten some details wrong. We're on point about many other things, such as how it all started according to this Reddit post. The beef between Trap City and Bloodhound started when Lil Jeff stole Trap City Carter's chain. This is accurate as Trap City. Rob narrated how the war began and revealed that Lil Jeff used to be cool with Trap City. Interview 6. That chain would lead to events that would see dozens of teens in Chicago get killed, and even after Lil Jeff was dead and buried, his affiliates would continue sliding for him, and one of the first people to become a victim in the Wayne saga was Trap City. Carter get back for Lil Jeff. It was only a matter of time before Lil Jeff's affiliates went after their ops in retaliation, even though it was Jeff who went out looking for trouble either way. They were out for blood, and it wasn't long before they found their next target. Traps City Carter on October 20th, 2024. News outlets reported that a man had tragically lost his life in Chicago. The previous night had seen shots being left off in the city's Oakland neighborhood. By the time it was all over, a man lay bleeding on the pavement, his life slipping away with every passing second. It happened around 8:41 p.m. on South Ellis Avenue, a block that, like so many others in the city, had seen its fair share of violence. Witnesses told police that two men had approached their target, guns drawn, and fired without hesitation. The 32-year-old victim never had a chance. Within moments, the shooters had jumped into a white vehicle and disappeared. Into the night, paramedics arrived quickly, rushing the victim to the University of Chicago Medical Center. But the damage was done. The victims had sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and had lost too much blood despite the best efforts of the doctors. He was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. The medical examiner identified him as Chevelle Carter. Lil Jeff's affiliates couldn't hide their excitement over his death. They hopped on social media, where just like Lil Jeff posted cryptic messages that hinted at Carter's murder being get back for Lil Jeff's death. They wanted everyone to know that they had just murked one of their biggest ops. Q50. One of Lil Jeff's closest affiliates took to Instagram, where he posted 3 blunts and a message, implying that he was done sliding because he had avenged his homie deaths. Lil Sco and Lil Geef booing feet kicked up. Now I can get rich, I love. And, miss y'all? He also captioned it, P.S. It ain't over. And true to his words, retribution for Lil Jeff's death wasn't over. Because it was about to get a whole lot messier. Because just a few days later, another person would lose their lives in the gang war. This time, the victim had nothing to do with the streets on November 2nd. What was supposed to be Trap City. Carter's sending off turned into yet another tragic incident in Chicago. News outlets reported a woman was shot and killed while taking part in a funeral procession for her brother in South suburban Dixmoor. She had come to say her final goodbyes, to grieve with family, to honor the life of someone she had loved. Instead, she lost her own at exactly 12:01 p.m. Dixmoor police were called to the scene at 147th Street and Sealy Avenue, where a white Jaguar SUV had crashed into a house. But the real tragedy wasn't the crash itself. It was what ERS found inside the vehicle. Behind the wheel was a 34-year-old woman, her body slumped, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She had been driving in the funeral procession, making her way from St. Mark's Church in Harvey, when the shots rang out. The same streets that had carried her brother's final journey had now become the site of her own. Paramedics rushed her to Chicago Medicine Angles Memorial Hospital in Harvey, fighting to keep her alive. but the damage was too severe. She was pronounced dead soon after arriving later. Authorities identified her as Romesha Turner of Calumet Park. She was Trap City Carter sister for Lil Jeff's affiliates. There was no line they couldn't cross, trying to get revenge for their homie, whether it's shooting up a funeral or murdering an innocent family member. Of an already dead op, the gangsters in Chicago were taking things to a new low. But as it turns out, there are gangsters in another part of the country that had done the same exact thing. Targeted an op's brother at a funeral on Jan 13, 2024. Memphis saw a similar shooting and death of a familiar personality in the city. Big Juke, known for his involvement in managing his brother's Yo Gotti music label. Collective music group CMG was attending a funeral service at Perron's Restaurant and Event Center on Winchester Road, 6300 block. A few hours before the ceremony started, he posted a photo with an
Too real with a in the middle, man. Y'all don't do that, man. Don't f up our legacy. So right here, y'all. Two guys.
See Juke, if I see Gotti, if I see Migo, or if I see Youngster, I'ma get on this shit. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. You don't know that Juke put a hit out, bro. Don't know this shit. Hey, man, look, bro. My Juke put a $40,000 hit on you.
Interview with DJU where he was talking about, you know, the rumor that he had 10 bodies and stuff like that. And, you know, people were saying that he was trying to be the...
He was a different individual, bro. He was just, something was wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man. The devil, man. That's the devil, man. Real, man. That nigga.
When you looked at King Von getting killed, how did you feel? Considering the animosity between you guys up to that point.
Like my real, like, first action.
Yeah.
Thought, I was happy.
You're happy.
I was happy.
Man, when you listen to the lyrics, he make killing somebody sound.
Was quiet. Big Juke was on the ground bleeding out. Big Juke was fatally wounded as the authorities immediately started a manhunt for the suspects responsible. The Memphis Police Department appealed to the public for any information that could assist in solving the case. Luckily, the next day, witnesses came forward and provided invaluable information to the cops on Sunday. A witness at the scene came forward and reported that suspects in a white SUV were responsible for the shooting. The vehicle in question was described as a white Ford Explorer with black wheels and dark-tinted windows. Surveillance video captured images of the vehicle, providing valuable evidence for the investigation. But that was not all witnesses. At the funeral, reported that they saw two suspicious men inside the church during the funeral. Apparently, Big Juke was being watched by the men who were seated at the back of the church before heading out earlier than the rest of the Murs. What's more shocking is that the vehicle that Big Juke was murdered in also had his mom, who was seated in the back seat. Whoever wanted Big Juke dead wanted him gone and didn't care if innocent people would get hurt. So the question that lingers is who would want Yo Gotti brother dead? And the answer may surprise as internet detectives joined the dots and came up with possible suspects. As it turns out, it has everything to do with the death of Yo Gotti op. Young Dolph. You see, Big Juke had openly dissed Young Dolph, especially after he died in 2021. Big Juke took to his Instagram where he shared his disgust over a street painting that featured his brother's op. The painting featured NLE Choppa, Moneybag Yo, and Young Dolph, and Big Juke did not.
This block was full of people. And the story that I'm hearing was a car pulled up and asked for Duck. Like, yo, Duck out here. And everybody looking like, who is you?